for the last 2 games in particular. Going -17 and -15 in point differential against the Pacers. What do you think Stan Van Gundy has told his team inside the locker room to prevent a third-quarter meltdown like they've had, especially in the last game?
Well, I think he's very pleased with the effort and energy they maintained throughout the first half, but it is important to not let this game get away here in the third quarter. Maintain their intensity, keep attacking. They attacked and got to the free throw line. That's what got them back in this game in the second quarter.
They earned a penalty early. Magical possession here in the third. Anderson out to Nelson, just 5 on the shot clock. Good defense out front by George Hill. The pick and pop with Davis. And Big Baby missing on his first field goal attempt of the third quarter.
Nice open look, well executed play. You've got to knock those shots down. You've got to keep your turnovers down, hit all your free throws, and when you have open looks, the Orlando Magic, they don't have the ability. The margin there is so small, they got to knock those open looks down.
Here's George. Over to Granger, over Turkoglu. Tough shot. And Danny Granger nails it. Granger, the leading scorer in this series, at almost 21 points per game. Ryan Anderson working against the shorter Paul George, missing the fadeaway. That just doesn't seem to be where he's comfortable, though, Chris.
But you look at that. The Orlando Magic, 2 open looks they missed. Danny Granger takes a tough shot. He knocks it down. Sometimes it's that simple.
They're working against the shorter Big Baby Davis, and Roy Hibbert with a soft touch with the offhand. He's got a dozen. Turkoglu back to Davis. A little pick and pop action. And Davis missing again. David West working against Ryan Anderson, backing him down. George over to Hill. West with the pull-up. Granger for 3. Well, after making 5 threes in the last game, Danny Granger is struggling from downtown in this one.
Once again, you see the Indiana Pacers front line pounding the offensive boards, get extra possessions.
Paul George with the miss. Back up quickly, it's Richardson on the drive. And he's fouled underneath by Roy Hibbert. That's the 3rd on Hibbert.
Foul number 55, Roy Hibbert.
And Richardson is slow getting up. And Denny was saying he was looking for more opportunities for Jay Rich coming into this game. Only 5 points in Game 3 after a great breakout performance in Game 1. The Magic finished that Game 1 performance really strong, really stealing that game down the stretch.
Well, he's capable of exploding, but it's probably going to be out here by the 3-point line.
And that's one fly off the mark.
At one point in his career, he was a post-up guy, pretty much a perimeter scorer now, mostly from the 3-point line.
Whistle, lots of contact, and an offensive foul against David West.
Offensive foul.
He ran over Glenn Davis, and so says Mike Callahan, and that's West's 2nd foul. If you're running over 290-pound Glenn Davis, you've got some force and momentum behind you.
2 big, strong, powerful forwards there.
6-point lead. Anderson finally gets one to go. Started off the game shooting it pretty good. Then went silent. Ryan Anderson, the league's most improved player with 8. And an offensive foul again against Indiana. And David West with an incredulous look at the official, Violet Palmer. Well aware of the fact that they have stumbled in the 3rd quarter in this series. Anderson underneath, and that's going to be a traveling violation. Nelson made the nice feed, but Anderson traveling with it. Hill up court for the Pacers. Indiana 8-2 with him as a starter. They finished the regular season strong with him at the point. Out to Paul George. George had it knocked out of bounds by Turkoglu with 7 on the shot clock. Granger inbound. He gets the Hibbert screen. Throws up the floater. Granger got it back and one. Danny Granger off the putback.
Foul number 33.
The foul goes against Ryan Anderson. That's his third.
George Hill gets in the paint for the floater. Roy Hibbert keeps it alive. Danny Granger with the finish and one. George Hill yet to get on track yet offensively. He's a guy, he's kind of a barometer for the Pacers. When he gets 14 or 15 points, their offense is usually in flow. Leandro Barbosa, another guy, when he scores in double figures, they're 11-0. George Hill yet to get off in this game.
12 points in the game for Danny Granger. A whistle. Boy, there's a lot of contact here, and the officials calling it tightly. Ed Malloy blows the foul against George Hill. That's his second personal foul.
But once again, when you're trying to generate offense off the dribble or setting screens, it's going to get physical. You know, everything the Orlando Magic are trying to do, run off screens, high pick and rolls. So there's going to be a lot of body banging. They have to do that.
Nelson refuses the screen, throws up a floater. And it's rebounded by West. Everybody's got that furrowed brow, that frown on right now, looking at the officials after every call.
Well, it's choppy and sloppy right now, both sides of the floor. And they're just trying to figure this game out. There's no real rhythm to the game right now.
Cut by Granger, but couldn't make the jump. Neither team shooting particularly well here in the third quarter so far. Orlando just 1 of 6. Turkoglu and Davis playing a two-man game. Turkoglu, good ball fake. Turkoglu, the former most improved player in the 2007-2008 season.
Gave him a little Rajon Rondo ball fake. Courtesy of Hakeem Olajuwon, I think, is the first guy I showed you that.
Granger with the drive-by, couldn't finish. And Hibbert wrapped up and fouled underneath. Pretty savvy with that ball here, Chris.
After baseline, I'm not quite sure where he was going. He faked out to the stands, but it worked. Hibbert still went for it. A nice finish.
A nice move a moment ago. And that foul is against Jameer Nelson. That was his third. Hill with the basketball for Indiana. Granger on the drive. Knocked out of bounds. It'll stay Pacer basketball. 13 seconds to go on the shot clock.
And I'd like to say this is great defense.
Please do.
Both teams. I mean, we're coming in. Orlando is only averaging 77 points in the series.
David West missing from point-blank range after a nice move.
The Pacers are blazing 89 coming in, so it's been a struggle offensively. No question.
Open three for Ryan Anderson. Just what he's been dreaming of. There haven't been that many uncontested threes for Anderson as he cuts the lead to 1. He's got 11.
And he got his feet set, in rhythm. Those are the shots he knocks down with great consistency. And we're in a one-point game.
Hibbert with that jump hook over Glenn Davis. That's a shot he's become very proficient at. He's got 14.
And he's very comfortable shooting over the shorter Glenn Davis.
Davis into Hibbert and one. That's the 4th foul on Hibbert.
Nice play here, nice pocket pass by Turkoglu, and Glenn Big Baby Davis gets into Hibbert's body, forces body contact, and able to finish.
Davis told us in our meeting prior to the game, Chris says, hey, I'm going to get my shot blocked a bunch of times by Hibbert. but I'm not going to stop taking it to him.
I think there the difference was Roy hit it on the move as opposed to standing there stationary waiting for him at the rim. And Glenn Davis did a great job jumping into the body, drawing contact, and finishing.
The lead is down to 1. West on the post up against Anderson. They like that matchup. And this time West able to catch. David West, who's played in Western Conference Finals before with the New Orleans Hornets.
The Chicago Bulls that we've watched the last few seasons.
People say they did well without Rose during the regular season, though. What's the difference?
Totally different, beating teams. As David West with a big finish over Earl Clark.
David West with a great scowl to match. He's got a dozen points in the ball game, 5-point lead.
But the regular season, beating the team once and then get into a playoff series where the scouting report is so much more focused. Totally different story.
Go back the other way for the Pacers. Granger with a clean look from downtown, and he knocks down the three. Just his second one of the game. He was 5 out of 9 on threes in the previous contest, and now the lead back up to 8. Stan Van Gundy wants to talk it over after the 7-0 run for Indiana. They seem to have gotten their footing back as Orlando blew a couple of defensive assignments on previous occasions. In '92, San Antonio without the Admiral David Robinson, and again San Antonio in 2000 without Tim Duncan. Both times those teams lost, so that trend not promising to the Magic. Clark fouled and one. Earl Clark will try and complete the three-point play. History trending against Orlando. As you see back in '92 without David Robinson, in 2000 without Tim Duncan, the Spurs unable to advance. And boy, a daunting task ahead for Orlando here, Chris.
But you look at those three guys there, you talk about scoring and rebounding. You're talking about ultimate superstar talent, you know, faces of that franchise. You take them out of the lineup, it's just a different team. There's no substitute for that.
Here's Hill out front. West pulling his way into Clark. And David West starting to feel real good about what he does on offense right now. He's got 14. Back to that graphic we just saw. All three of those guys, post players. Is it any different if your leading scorer you think is a wing player or a point guard?
Absolutely, because the guys in the post are going to attract double teams. It's going to loosen everything up for the perimeter players. And you're not just talking about post players. You're talking about David Robinson, Tim Duncan, and Dwight Howard, all Hall of Fame players for havoc on the defense. And after those double teams, with the scramble situation opens up so much opportunity for the perimeter guys.
7-point game, 5 on the shot clock for Jason Richardson. Has to launch it. And rebounded by David West. David West has had his fingerprints all over this game, especially in the third quarter. Granger with a show and go. Rebounded by Orlando. Magic on the move, but unable to get many fast break buckets in transition. Richardson.
That's exactly where they have to capitalize. It turnovers or getting the stop on defense, get out in transition. That's where the easy looks are. Great timing. Pass by Jameer. Right back to the trailing Jason Richardson. He's got 14.
Indiana running its offense through David West right now. And that's a good decision, folks. Knocks down another one off a nice move to the bucket.
And at the other end, no secret what the Indiana Pacers, they like the matchup of David West posting up Earl Clark.
Barbosa trying to guard Richardson. He pulled a chair out from under him. And that's going to be a timeout called by Orlando. They'll get it.
Orlando.
David West